So 2025 has been a kind of a rough year for me. And when I say kind of, I mean probably one of the roughest ones that I've had. And I wanted to make this video because I'm pretty transparent with you guys. And sometimes I think I overshare on my personal life, but I don't know. I just like to let you guys know like what's going on because I think you guys deserve that. I just wanted to talk about what's been going on in my personal life, the bad things, and there has been some good things as well. Just so you guys can kind of understand what's been going on. And I have some talking points here, so I'll try my best to kind of go over everything. And I will say before we get into it, trigger warning, I will be talking about death in this video. So if you're not wanting to hear that, just, you know, as a fair warning to you. So starting off, I felt like 2024 was a pretty rough year for me as well. And I was like, you know what, going into this year, I was like, you know what, this is gonna be a better year. And boy, was I kind of wrong. I really haven't talked about this at all with my Twitch viewership or you guys here on YouTube. I started going to therapy earlier this year, around the beginning of the year. For a while now, and by a while, I mean several years, and it's only been getting worse. My mental health has just been I'm just gonna be completely honest with you, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. It was getting to a point where it started affecting my life and my work and my content, and it was like debilitating. You know, I would constantly spiral every single day. The littlest things would make me overthink in huge ways, but I just didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I was going crazy. This is all behind the scenes, by the way, just in my personal life. So I finally decided, you know what, maybe I just need therapy. And I even thought maybe I have ADHD. For the longest time, I've thought I've had ADHD with how my brain works and stuff. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to go to a therapist, see if they can diagnose me, see what's going on. So I went to a therapist. I found a really good one. I lucked out because I've had really bad experiences with therapists in the past. I mean, I grew up in a household that was anti-vax, anti-medication and doctors and anti-therapy. You know, when I was younger, living with my parents, when I was depressed, they would just say, oh, you're not depressed. You're just feeling sad today, get over it. And it was that kind of environment. And so I never really believed in, growing up, like, oh, therapy, because it was ingrained in my head, like therapy's bad. You shouldn't talk about your feelings. This is like, if you go to therapy, you're a crazy person, that kind of stuff, which is not true. So I finally made that decision to finally seek out help. I initially went in to see if I have ADHD, and I really lucked out with my therapist because she said it's going to take a couple months for me to really diagnose you. I don't want to just like do one session and then just like put you on the wrong thing or misdiagnose you. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be a process, but let's do it. A few months later, we finally have a diagnosis on what was wrong with me. And I initially thought it was ADHD. Apparently I have severe OCD. Those are her words, not mine. According to her, in order to be considered like having OCD, you have to score a 12 on a test that you have to take. I scored a 42. Yeah. And when she told me that, I was like dumbfounded. I was like, a 42? She goes, yeah, you have severe OCD. And I just felt like finally having that validation, like I cried. I really did. I cried because like I finally had an answer to what was going on with me. I'm a clean freak, sure, but OCD is not just about being organized and, cleaning, but like I was overthinking everything. I would like see like signs and patterns, and then like I would have to do like specific rituals, like knock on a desk or think a certain way, because if I don't think a certain way, then things are gonna go wrong, and then like it would spiral, and then it would put me in like a manic state. Every day was a struggle. It even started affecting my content and what I do, to the point where like I wasn't even making content that I wanted to make because I was afraid people judging me or people, making fun of me. Because as I've been growing as a creator, I've, obviously gotten more people hating me. But that just happens to everybody. But I mean, I'm a human. I don't like it when people don't like me or say mean things. Obviously, no one does. And when I would see a mean comment or something, it would ruin my week, not just my day, my week. And I would like ruminate on it and spiral, and like it was just a dark dark time and it was just getting worse for me. So we finally started working through the OCD. The things that we were doing, I forget what it was called. It was like some sort of like therapy that you do with OCD. It wasn't working. Like my OCD was so bad. My overthinking, my negative outlook on everything, it was not helping. So we finally introduced medication. Now, I'm the type of person that like, I don't shame people for medication. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about the medication that they're on or they feel ashamed about it. I don't give a f. It's helped. It's changed my life. I'm on Prozac now, very small dosage. This was my first time ever being medicated in my life. 30 years old now. Yeah, I'm unk, I know. So it was like a really scary thing for me to finally make that decision, but I was like, let me just try and see. And yeah, so I was put on Prozac, and when I tell you my life has changed, I'm not trying to over exaggerate it or clickbait it like, oh my God, my life, it literally has changed my life. I started seeing results a few weeks in, taking it every day. Even Autumn has like noticed like the huge leaps and bounds of changes. No longer do I spiral. Yeah, I get stressed sometimes, but like that, like on a normal level. The best way I can describe it, and I'm not a medical professional, right? But with my OCD, it was my logical brain, you know, like your normal thinking logical brain, and then another voice. And that voice was always louder than my regular brain, right? The OCD brain right over here. Like if I see something like someone says, oh, Doro, I think you make cringe content. Logical brain would say, okay, you don't like me, whatever. There's plenty of people that do like me, and you move on with your day, right? This side would be like, that person doesn't like you. Wait, why don't they like you? If they don't like you, that means more people don't like you. Wait, maybe you do make cringe content. We should look through all your videos to see why it's cringe. And it was that, and it would overtake your normal brain. Then you start like, it fucks with you. The medication, the best way I can describe it is like turning down the volume on the TV. So that voice is now down here. So now it gives my logical brain more room to think and behave normally. I'm not saying I'm a fucking god now. I'm like, yeah, nothing bothers me. Like, no, but like it's life changing. I don't spiral anymore. I'm not overly negative about everything. I don't have to do weird ritualistic shit anymore. I'm able to like handle my emotions better and think clearer. And even if I see someone hating on me now or something bad happens to me, it still bothers me a little bit, but like I'm able to think through it and process it and move on from it way easier. I don't want to stay on the subject too long, but holy, that's what I've been dealing with on that side of things. Kind of the beginning of the year, the first half of the year. I'm in a lot better of a state now being medicated. And even with my content, I'm starting to like film stuff and do stuff again like I used to, that I like during a time where I didn't care. I was like, you know what? I don't care if this quiz video does bad or whatever. I'm having fun doing it on stream. I want to make it a video. Even if it doesn't get like a lot of views, who cares? You know, I'm back at that state of having fun again and not worrying about every single aspect of everything. Talked about that on stream a little bit, but you know, just want to let you guys know about that. So then after that, well, if you haven't noticed, I'm in a different space now. I bought a house, which was not planned, by the way. Autumn and I were looking for a house. We loved our apartment that we lived in for a few years, but there was like more problems. Rent kept going up and it was like too much for what we were living in. And I was like, what is going on? So we started looking for a house, but the housing market is ass and we couldn't find anything that we loved. After a little bit of looking, we gave up. We were like, you know what? Whatever, we'll just stay in this apartment for another year. Then my real estate agent was like, hey, I have an open house. I would like for you to come out so that you know what you're looking for in the future when you do look for a house again. So I was like, something just told me, it was like, yeah, just go. Let's just go. I guess that was my intuition. So we went. We hated the house. We were like, I don't like this house at all. So then we went home after the open house. And then I was sitting on the ground and Autumn was like, look at this house. She found it on Zillow and it was on the market for a little bit, but we had never seen it. And I looked at the pictures and I fell in love. And I was like, wait, whoa, this house is crazy. Like, I love it. Like, can we go look at it? So I messaged my real estate agent and she said, yeah, I'm actually done with the open house that we just had. I can go meet you there right now. You ever do something in your life where it's like so spontaneous, but like it feels like it's supposed to be happening? That's how it felt. So we got in the car, we drove to the house, fell in love with it. I've been told before that like if you are house hunting, you will know when you find the right house. And when we walked into the door, that instant feeling washed over both of us. We fell in love. We were like, holy sh, this is it. This is the house that I can see myself living in for a very long time, you know, having a family here, Christmases, like it was that feeling. Like we just knew. And it had everything that we wanted. There's obviously a few things that we want to change, but like it was closest to perfect that we could find. And it was under budget too, which I was like, holy shit. Like this is like, it was meant to be. Like everything, all the puzzle pieces fell into place. And we put in the offer the next day. And it's funny, if you were there, I was having a zoo IRL stream right after I ended that stream. Like literally a minute after, I got a call saying they accepted our offer. Audie was crying and we were so happy. So yeah, we bought a house and we love it. And it's thanks to you guys and in the community. I mean, I always try to like make sure you guys know that I am extremely grateful for the position that I'm in. And I wouldn't have a house if people didn't watch the videos or enjoyed it or watched the stream. So I appreciate you guys and thank you so much. But people don't really tell you when you buy a house, it's insanely stressful. We did the entire buying of the house process in a week. Usually it's a few months. We did it in like a week or two. And I was traveling. I was going on like I went to Disney and then like we had to like deal with this and streaming. And we were also trying to keep the house a secret. We didn't tell anybody, even the community. We were like, I want to keep it a secret and surprise people with it. So keeping it a secret and then trying to be normal on streams and balance content and then Disney. And then like now I'm on medications. It was crazy. But after we like kind of closed on the house and everything, this is where 2025 really got rough for me. I was sleeping. I was actually taking a nap because I had just finished a 24-hour stream and I had a missed call when I woke up. And so I called the number back and it was the hospital. And they said that your grandma was at the hospital. And I didn't know why. Like the person on the phone was like talking to me as if I already knew, but I just thought like, oh, my grandma doesn't speak English. She's at the hospital for like a checkup or something. And I was like half asleep. I was like, so wait, what's this about? And she goes, your grandma, she had a heart attack. And I was like, oh, that woke me up. And this was not her first heart attack. She had a heart attack years ago. And I remember rushing to the hospital with that one, but you know, she recovered. She was in the hospital for a few days and she was good. So part of me was like, okay, grandma's been through this before. My grandma's strong. You know, she's tough as bricks, dude. She can get through this. This will be fine. I get up, I tell Autumn, we get in the car and I rush over to the hospital. And something about this one was different. She didn't look okay. So I was like, oh, I get to the hospital. She looks like she's in rough shape. And I'm told that she had a heart attack at home. And this is what kills me. I'm going to try not to cry. And she didn't call me. She called her friend because my grandma knew that I was really busy with work. And I would call my grandma every week. But she knew that I was just really busy with work and content and stuff. So, and her friend came to pick her up and then rushed her to the hospital, where then when she was at the hospital, she had a second heart attack. And that one was going to be the fatal one. So they had to resuscitate her in the middle of the hospital. They told me that luckily she had this one here. Otherwise it would not have ended well. So I was like, man, that's awful. It took a couple of days for my grandma to get to a point where she could talk again and be conscious. And I was visiting her every day and I wasn't streaming for that week. I had to cancel everything. I was like, guys, this is way more important. And she had told me when she was finally like able to talk and stuff, she had told me that she didn't call me, she called her friend. And I asked her why. Like I literally live like, I was still at the apartment. I literally live like 10 minutes away from you. Like why? And she goes, because you're busy with work all the time and I didn't want to bother you. And that fucking killed me. That shattered my heart when she said that. And I felt like a piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. The doctors told me that she was gonna be in there for a few days and then they probably move her over to like a rehab center so that, you know, she can get back to health. So I was like, okay. They move her to the rehab center like a week after being in the hospital initially. When I visited her in the rehab center, she does not look okay. Like she's like in excruciating pain, like in her side. So I was like, you know what? Probably it's just like normal stuff. I don't know. Like, I'm not a doctor. I mean, I was like, maybe this is just normal for having a heart attack. Like, you're just like in pain. So the next day I get a call saying that they moved her back to a hospital, a different one. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And this is all happening while I'm still trying to stream. Like I could finally come back to streaming because, you know, I have to, I got to pay my bills and stuff. And so during streams and stuff, I was getting phone calls left and right midstream. I'd have to like go for 5 minutes, 10 minutes to like take a phone call. I haven't told anybody this, but like midstream, I'd be playing Genshin, or we'd be doing just chatting, and I get a phone call. I'd have to mute myself, go take it real quick, and it'd be like, hey, her liver's failing. I'm her power of attorney. Are we allowed to do this for her? And I was like, yes. And I'd have to come back to stream, like after having a very hard phone call many times, come back to stream like nothing was wrong, you know, and be like, all right, guys, I'm back. No worries. Sorry. All right. 'Cause I didn't want to bring the stream down, you know what I mean? But then I was like, put on a face, just be happy and stream and all that. And then after stream, I'd be stressed out of my fucking mind, and crying and just broken. And it just got worse and worse progressively, to the point where it was this one night, one day I was streaming, they called me and I had to take the phone call, and they said that like, it's getting worse. This might be like her last day. So I went to go visit her in the hospital, and she's just like hopped up on meds, and you know, it just like doesn't know where she's at, but she was still able to like know who I am and talk to me. We had a conversation. It was during the day. We had a conversation, and you know, she was telling me all this stuff about like after she dies, she told me she wanted to die. And I don't know if you've ever had to deal with anything like this before, but I haven't, you know, it's my first time ever having to deal with anything like this. And I had hoped I had never had to deal with anything like this, but to hear that was rough, especially because I'm the one who has to make that decision. She kept telling me, I'm in so much excruciating pain. I want to go. Apparently the reason why she was in excruciating pain was because when they had to resuscitate her that second heart attack, they like fractured some ribs doing it, which is normal for someone her age and stuff. That happens. So that then led to other complications. There was like a blood clot in her lungs, and then like it just started spreading throughout her body. But we had a conversation that day, and I told her how much I love her and that she, you know, did so much for me in my life. I honestly would not be where I am without my grandma. My grandma was like my mother to me. Lived with her my entire life. She took care of me. She did everything for me. She sent me to school. You know, she did everything for me. Yeah, I was able to have a conversation with her and telling her I love her, and that like, you know, I wasn't acting as if it was like my last time ever talking to her, but I wanted just to make sure that as she was conscious right now that like she knew how I felt, and like I love her and everything's gonna be okay and all that. She's the best grandma ever. And so she was like, I love you too. And then, you know, she called me by the name my nickname that she would always call me, and you know, telling me like all these sweet things. So then I left the hospital after a bit, and then I was like playing video games or working or something, and I got a call at night saying that like it's bad, like her liver is failing right now, like she's bad, like can you get to the hospital right now? And I was like, yes. So I jumped in my car. I broke some traffic laws, I ain't gonna lie. I was speeding, I was running red lights, I'm not gonna lie to you. The hospital luckily was like very close to my apartment, and it was late at night. Let me clarify that. I wasn't putting anyone in danger, but like I was pushing my car to the limit. Got to the hospital, and you know, like she's like sedated. 2 doctors had to sit me down in like a room and have that really hard conversation, pretty much explaining what's happening and how I have to make the decision. And they were very gentle, very kind to me. But man, I would not want anyone to go through a conversation like that, especially about their loved one. And I had Autumn with me, and it was just like really tough for them to tell me all this stuff, that like pretty much this is the end. And like, yeah, and they were telling me about like different things that I could do to like elongate her life, but it wouldn't be what my grandma wanted. and it would put her in more pain. You know what I mean? So yeah, but then they there was kind of a little bit of like a spark of hope a little bit. It seemed like she was getting like a tiny bit better after this talk. Things started to look up a little bit. They said that like there's still a chance, but you know, we just have to be ready. I go back home. I'm sleeping. And then in the middle of the night, it was like 3 a.m. I got a phone call and I wake up and it's the doctor. And this was the call. This was the one. They said, can you get over here? Everything is failing now. And we need you to make a decision. So I rushed over to the hospital again, and I had to make the decision on what we do next. And so I had to make that decision to put her in comfort care, which allows her to go peacefully. So, and I know I'm getting very detailed about this. I'm going to put a timestamp in the description below to like have people know when this is so they can skip this if they don't want to like hear this, because I know this is like some deep stuff. This is probably the deepest I've ever gotten on YouTube and with my community. But yeah, so made the decision. They put her in comfort care, and I just remember like walking into the room and she was laying there, and like it was just a different vibe, like heavy, just different vibe. Her like monitor that would have like her heart stuff just had a clock on it, and I will never forget that. And I was like, that's when it hit me. I was like, oh, okay. So I was there all night next to her, just telling her things. They told me that she could hear me and stuff. So I just kept talking to her and telling her things, and I had Autumn with me and just saying what I wanted to say. And I think it was like around 8 a.m. you know, she passed. And I was there with her when that happened. And my life was just shattered. Literally shattered. Never had to go through anything like this before, never wanted to go through anything like this before, but she was gone. And that day was like, oh man, it's really hard for me not to cry when talking about this now. Didn't think so. But yeah, that day, you know, they gave me her stuff and said my final goodbyes, and I left. That day was just different. Like, I was driving through the park with my windows down because I needed fresh air, and like it was just like a weird stillness in the air. Like, that's the most present I have ever been in my life. Like, no thoughts. I was just here, living. I could feel the air. I could hear the birds. I could hear. It was crazy. And I was just silent, just like taking it all in. I cried a lot. The grief, the best way I could describe it was the grief came in waves, and the first few days were awful. Like, I just pretty much was crying every day, all day. And it got better and better, I guess. Like it was less and less waves over time. But I had I had a really good like support system. You know, I have Autumn, I have her family, I had friends reach out to me and stuff. But yeah, like going to my grandma's house and stuff like was rough, like because she's just not there anymore. I don't know. I at first people were really like understanding and stuff, but then I just kind of felt like a burden after a few months. Like, I can't be sad about this anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like people don't want me to be sad about this anymore. Like, and no one has ever said that to me. Like, I'll get over it. But like my head, I'm like, I should be over it. I can't talk about this anymore. I can't get emotional about this anymore because like I don't want people to be like, oh, Doro, get over it. It's a stupid thought. But being honest with you, and as you can tell while watching this video, I'm not over it. It's still rough for me. And with her death, I now have so much more on my plate because they don't really tell you the aftermath of a loved one dying, especially when everything they had is now left to you. Because now I have her house. So I don't know. I bought this house. I now have her house. That meaning I have double the bills, and more responsibility. I have to like figure out what I want to do with that house now. I have her bills I'm paying. I have to like take care of the house. So like, it's just been so much on my plate. Apparently the government wants like so much money from me because of like her Medicaid that she had or whatever. The US healthcare system, by the way, they're like coming for a lot of money from me now for it. And I'm just like, this is so stupid. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is my plate is just overfilled right now. And it has been all year long. And I'm trying to balance everything, you know, get in the new house. And then now I have my grandma's house and I have to take care of that and those bills while grieving, while on a new medication and going to therapy, while trying to balance content and stuff. Like, it's just been a rough year for me, on top of, you know, my plate just feeling like it's overfilled. I just feel like I've been going through imposter syndrome as well with content, and like we've been growing a lot, the streams and YouTube. Like there is good that's happened this year for sure, but like, you know, I've been dealing with like imposter syndrome lately, of like feeling like I don't deserve to be where I'm at or anything like that. I think that every content creator goes through that. And then on top of that, I think maybe that's coming from this next point that I have, but I don't know about you guys. I just kind of feel like the gacha space in general has just become more hostile lately. I think the last 2 years, people are at each other's throats so much on Twitter and on social media, Reddit and stuff like that too. But Twitter's Twitter, right? I mean, people be like that, but I just feel like it's been more. But then I just feel like more content creators have been like coming up that are just like trying to stir up drama or create drama or only talk about negative things, or just people in general, not even just content creators, but just people in the gacha space are just more negative or hostile toward each other or hostile toward content creators. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, pity me, I'm a victim. I'm not saying that. That's what I've been noticing though, these like last few years, that like it just feels like it's been getting more toxic and hostile. And it sucks because like there was a time where, you know, I was like playing Genshin, all the gacha games, and like it just felt like fun. Like people weren't always mad at each other or saying the meanest things to each other. And I could say something like, I don't like the shade of purple for Raiden Shogun. And then like people would be at your throat and telling you to off yourself and like all the craziest things. You could have the tamest take of something, and then the community will kind of come after you. I don't know. And maybe I just need to get over it. Maybe I just need to be like, not take it too personally. But I mean, I'm a human being, you know. I don't like it when people are mean or say nasty things about me, or, you know, my girlfriend, you know, bringing my girlfriend into like the mix. I've dealt with like hate before, but like this year there's been some instances from the gacha community that like I guess I pissed them off, and you know, I don't know, I just want to like make content that is fun. I don't know, going back to like the hostility thing, I have just learned that people are very passionate, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But I've dealt with some things this year from the gacha community that like people say the meanest shit, or they bring Autumn into it and like they start dogging on her for some reason, and you know, it's just being at each other's throats. I like playing all the gacha games that I enjoy, and it sucks right now because like, I'll just say it, I love Genshin and Wuwa, both. It's hard sometimes to make content on both those games because like, I mean, it's kind of known that each fandom does not like each other. And so when from the content creator standpoint, when I'm making a video for Wuwa, right, I'll get people hating on me for playing the game or not playing Genshin. And then if I play Genshin, people hate on me for playing Genshin and not playing Wuwa. And it's just like constant like negativity and constant like berating pretty much. And I'm just like, oh my God, guys, like it's okay. It's okay to play multiple games. It's okay to enjoy multiple games, right? I feel like the gacha community does not know that or won't allow that. Like the tribalism is just crazy. Not saying I'm quitting. This is not a video being like, I'm quitting the gacha. No, I still love gacha games. I still love Genshin. I still love Wuwa. Still love Star Rail. I like making content on them, playing them. I ain't going anywhere. I just wanted to talk about that, rant about it a little bit, I guess, of like something I've noticed. And I don't know if you guys have noticed that either, but even toward content creators, man, like I think people sometimes forget that content creators are people. Like I am a person, and people will just say the nastiest shit towards you. I don't know, whatever. And that's been my 2025 year. We're only pretty much halfway, a little bit over halfway through the year. So hopefully the next half of this year is better for me. But like I said, not everything has been bad. A lot of great things have been happening as well. We just hit 900,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is fucking insane. I remember when I had 12. Swear to God. I remember when I had 12 subscribers. Now we have over 900,000, and I couldn't be any more grateful. I don't even know. Like every day I count my blessings, and like just to be able to say we have this many people who follow me and enjoy the content from the literal bottom of my heart. Thank you. It's a clear reminder to me that, you know, no matter who hates me or haters or whatever, I feel like I have more people that like me and like the content that I do. And that's what I need to focus on. You know, I need to focus on the people that actually appreciate the content and do like me for me and my content, and not the people that don't like me, right? They don't matter. You guys matter. So thank you, like for real, from the bottom of my heart. I feel like I can't say thank you enough, but you guys have changed my life, and it's insane. With the medication, I feel like I've been having more fun making videos again and like streaming again, and not stressing about what I'm doing. Just like, I want to make funny content and just do stupid stuff. I still get hate, obviously, from people, but I'm able to handle it better. You know, I still get mad or sad, but I mean, recently I posted a photo on Twitter. I was in China. I just got back from China like yesterday, and there was this like new roulette standee in front of like a shop. And I took a photo of it and I tweeted it out, and it got like 50,000 likes. I said, this should be a skin. That was it. But then this video like popped off on YouTube, pretty much drama baiting people, saying that like people are mad at Doro44 for buying merch from here, which I didn't buy anything, and promoting this store, yada, 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 and just drama baiting. Previous Doro, I would have been freaking out. I would have been like spiraling in my head. Oh my God, people are saying bad things about me. Oh, what did I do? I f***ed up, blah, 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 blah. Now, this situation, low key, I was like, okay. And I even commented, I was like, you're just drama baiting. Like, that's not what happened. I clarified what happened. I apologized even. I was like, hey guys, my B, I didn't know that they stole art from people and then resold it. I didn't buy anything. And then I moved on with my day. Like, that's how different I am now. Not perfect, obviously, but like I'm able to handle stress and haters easier. So I think I'm just in a better place. I'm excited to make content again. And the things that I want to achieve, what do I want next for this channel? And like, what do I want to learn to do? Well, I have a bunch of ideas for different types of videos, different types of series that I want to do, which I won't spoil. And I'm really excited for these new things that I want to try on the channel, different video formats, because I film all my videos on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Doro44, if you ever want to check us out live. And so I'm just excited. Not Cry is coming out. This I'm insanely excited about. I don't know about you guys. I think we're about to enter a new peak renaissance of Genshin. Like low-key, I am. So I'm really excited for that to come out. Continue to play Wuwa, Star Rail, and just make gacha content, maybe do variety stuff. I don't know. I'm just really busy right now at the moment. Like, I want to do more variety, but like I said, my plate has been over full. So once I can kind of get my 2 feet back on the ground, and I figure out everything with my grandma's house and stuff and my house and everything, hopefully I have enough time to like try new things. But we're still in the gacha stuff. I still want to keep making content and playing the gacha games, not going anywhere. I still enjoy it. But yeah, that's the video. Just wanted to kind of open up to you guys a little bit and just kind of let you in and just be transparent with you and let you know what's been going on. I usually make these types of videos at the end of the year, but this year has been kicking my ass so much. I felt like I just needed to make it now. I just trust you guys, and I like being open with you guys and just, I don't know, humanizing myself. I feel like some people kind of put creators on a pedestal, which I don't think you should. So I wanted to kind of just like be vulnerable with you guys for a little bit, let you know what's been going on this year and where I've been, and that things are getting better. And yeah, so anyway, I love you guys. I really do. And again, I really appreciate all the support and you guys enjoying the content, because I wouldn't be here without you guys. And I mean that. I look forward to making more content, and I hope you guys will enjoy the future videos that I've got planned for you. And yeah, I don't know how to end this video, so I guess I'll catch you guys at the next one. Thanks again.